Hello guys, welcome to your video on Python programming tutorials. In this video particularly, we are going to be looking at the Python data type conversion. Now we are going to look how to convert from one data type to another data type. Now most times when you're programming, for example, you may want to convert from a string to an integer, or from an integer to a float, or from strings to a float, and so on. You know, there are several types of conversions you can do as a Python programmer. Now those are very important things which I would like to show you guys right now. There are several built-in methods. We call them built-in methods because they're built into Python. You don't need to write them. You don't need to get them from an external module. So they are within Python. Now, there are built-in functions which you can use to convert between data types. There are many of them, and I'm going to be demonstrating one of the most popular of them. Now, we are going to look at this. We start with int. Now, int converts int to pass a parameter x. Is going to convert x to an integer. Now, x can be, as we are going to see, whatever I'm going to show you, you can convert x to an integer. It can be a number or whatever. Now we also have, if x is a string, you can specify the base, as we are going to be seeing. So the base will tell you, you're trying to say x is, for example, if you have a base hexadecimal string and you want to convert to an integer, you put here base 16. That's just what I want to explain. Now you can convert something to a float. X can be anything, like an integer which you want to convert to a float. Now you can create a complex number from x and y, where x is the real part and y is the imaginary part. Now you can convert also something to a string. Whatever is here is going to be converted to a string. It can be a number, whatever. It can be a list, it can be a tuple or so, whatever. Now here you can convert any iterable or sequence to a tuple. For example, you can convert a string, list, dictionary to a tuple. Now here you can convert any iterable to a list. For example, you can convert a tuple, a string, and a dictionary to a even a set to a list. Here you can convert any sequence to a set. The set can be, I'm going to be showing you guys an example of this later on, so don't worry if you don't understand. So here you can create dictionary from what we call key value tuple pairs. That's any iterable containing tuples which has two items, a key as the first item and a value as the second item. We are going to be looking at that. Now you can have any sequence, you can convert it to a frozen set. Now a frozen set is the same like a set, but you can't add values and you can't remove values from it. That's an immutable set, is known as a frozen set, because sets normally are mutable, but you can create what we call an immutable set, which is known as a frozen set, by using this conversion. Now we have CHR, which converts an integer x to its ASCII equivalent character. As you understand, for those who are familiar with computer science, all characters have a certain decimal representation, which is known as the ASCII character set. Now if you want to get if you have a character and you want to know its decimal representation, you can use the CHR inbuilt function. Now the odd is the opposite of CHR. It converts a decimal number to its ASCII character set. Converts a character, x, to its ASCII decimal equivalent, while this one converts a decimal to its ASCII character equivalent. Now hex converts any decimal number to its hexadecimal form, oct decimal number to its hexadecimal form, and bin decimal number to its binary form. Decimal number to its octal form, and bin for decimal number to its binary form. Now we are going to look at several examples. As you can see here, we have var1, we have var2 ff, and we have var3. Now we are converting var1, which is a string, to an integer. Now it means the decimal part is going to be cut off. Here we have a string, we have it in base 16, and want to convert it to an integer, so we specify the base as base 16. Here we have a binary string, which is base 2, and so we have to specify the base here as base 2, because we are converting a binary number here to an integer. And it must, when you want to specify the base, the first parameter must be a string, like you see here. It can't be a number. All right, now if you print this type, you're going to see the types have been converted to integer. So we have 10, 255, and 10. 255 is this ff, and 10 is this binary string. Now let's move forward. We have floats. Now we can convert floats to integer. We can convert these integers to float. You see, even if they are within a string, you can still convert them. So this integer 205, 30, and 35 times 10 to the power -4, you see we convert them. As we print out that type, you see they are all float now, and have been converted to float. As you can see, this has been expanded to its normal float rational form. Now we have complex numbers. We can form complex numbers from two values. This is the real, imaginary. If you specify only one number, it's going to be the I think, let's see, it's going to be the I think real. So this is going to be 2i plus 0j. Here 2i plus 5j, and here is 9j, 9.2j. That's 0i, 9.2, just to see here. And we can also have here these are just examples where so real, imaginary, real, imaginary. So we print all these numbers out and know that the type will be complex. I did not print the type out, but the type is going to be complex. All right. Now we are converting stuff to strings. You can convert all data types to string, float, integer, complex, boolean, list, tuple, dictionary, sets. Now, all of them will be converted to strings. As you can see the output here. As you can see, just to prove they are strings, like for example, verse 7, I actually use the index operator, the slice operator, and I use the slice operator here. So you see these are the string equivalent. As you can see, they are within quotes, even though the quotes have not been displayed. But these are just like stuff to write within like a string. They're not, if I print the type, you're going to see like here, it's a string. Now you can use the index operator and go through the string. So this is like a string with how many items? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. About 17 items. Yeah, this is not longer a tuple. This is a string, which you can count each of these as separate characters. The first character here is a square bracket. The first one here is a curly bracket, and so on. That's why I can use the index operator here. Now, converting to tuples. As you can see, I can convert any data type to tuple. As you can see, a string to tuple, a list. Each of these strings is going to be part of a tuple. A list to tuple, a dictionary to tuple. Only the keys are going to be picked out. And here we have a set to tuple. So as you can see, these are the tuples. You see the string has been breaking down word by word into the tuple. Each character is an item. Each character is an item. And you can see they're unordered because sets are on other data type. Now, tuples, sorry, are on other data type. No, let's see. Python. All right, they're ordered because tuples are ordered, not sets. Sorry, you're going to see the unordered nature of sets. Now, you see this 1, 2, 4. This was created from the list. This was created from the dictionary. As you see, only the keys were picked, while this was created from the sets. Okay, now same with lists. You can convert any sequence to list. You know, string is a sequence, tuple is a sequence, dictionary is like a sequence, but it's not really a sequence, but it's an iterable, and a set is also an iterable. So as you can see, it's the same stuff we have here. Is a list now with these items. As you can see, these items have been picked out character by character as items in the list. You can watch our video on list if you don't understand this. We have done videos on lists, tuples, strings, and all the rest. So you can watch those videos to understand more about this if you don't understand what the list is all about. Now, we also have this. Now we also have Python. We can also convert to a set. Now, as you can see, same here with iterables. These are all iterables here. Only the keys will be picked. As you can see, the difference with set is that the items are unordered. You can see it's not, we did Python, but it's mixed here. So set and are on other data types. You understand? They don't have any orderly manner in which they are not in the same order in which the items were set. Let me put it that way. Now, same with dictionary. Like I told you, with dictionary, you need to have pairs of tuples. So here we have a pair of a tuple with 2 items, a tuple with 2 items. The first one will be the key. Yeah, the first one is the key. The first one is the key. So you can do it with any sequence, but the sequence must have tuple pairs. You understand? So this is a list. Here is a tuple, and here is a dictionary. All of them have tuple pairs, as you can see. No, here is a set. Yes, here is a set. Sorry, not a dictionary. So as you can see, here is the output. We have name. As you can see, the first item of the tuple here was the name, while the second is the value. Name, value, name, value. So here we have name Brandon, age 40, age key, and 401 key. Their values are Brandon, 40, and false. All right. So conversion to frozenset, as you can see, this is a frozenset. We have converted to a frozenset. It's similar to set. As you can see, the output is a set. It's similar to a set, but the problem is that you can't add. Like if I try to use the add method with the add method, like here, as you can see, if I try to add a value, it's going to generate an error. You can't add items to a set. All right. So lastly, we end with the range. We use the for in to print the ASCII equivalent of numbers from 40 to 60. As you can see, here are them. These are the character representation. While we use the odd to print the decimal equivalent of each of these characters in this string. As you can see here, the decimal equivalents from A to Z. Yeah, and here we convert the decimal to hex, we convert the decimal to oct using oct, and here we convert the decimal to binary using bin. As you can see, the equivalents here is yeah, all right. So these are the binary, octal, and hexadecimal equivalent. If you want to remove the first 2 characters, you can use the slice operator like this. Yeah. All right, thanks for watching the video on type conversion. Have a nice day and see you in the next video. Thank you.